Hello everyone, welcome back to the Global Alert TV channel. Please subscribe and like my videos to stay updated with every breaking story from around the world. Today's report is focused on one of the most alarming nights Ukraine has seen in months. Russia launches massive overnight attack on Kyiv, 405 drones and 28 missiles rain down on Ukraine. What unfolded across the dark skies of Kyiv was not just another strike, it was a display of power, fear, and resistance that tested the endurance of every Ukrainian citizen and the capabilities of their defense systems like never before. The attack began just after midnight when the first wave of drones appeared on the radar. According to Ukrainian defense officials, these were Iranian-made Shahed drones, deployed in overwhelming numbers to stretch the nation's air defenses. The night sky over Kyiv was filled with streaks of light, a mix of tracer rounds, air defense fire, and explosions lighting up the horizon. Residents were awakened by sirens that pierced through the silence of the night, urging people to take shelter. For nearly 6 hours, the capital and surrounding regions were under constant bombardment. Each explosion sent shockwaves through the city, breaking windows, damaging infrastructure, and causing widespread panic. It was, without a doubt, one of the largest coordinated aerial assaults since the war began. The Ukrainian air defense systems were pushed to their absolute limit. The exterior scene of this event paints a haunting picture, hundreds of drones approaching in waves, their buzzing engines filling the air like an approaching swarm. Missile trails carved across the sky as Russia fired 28 cruise and ballistic missiles, including the deadly Iskander and Kh-101 types, targeting critical infrastructure, energy grids, and command centers. But what stood out most was Ukraine's remarkable defensive response. Out of the 405 drones, the Ukrainian Air Force reported shooting down 370. This high interception rate demonstrated not just advanced technology but also the growing expertise and coordination of Ukrainian forces under extreme pressure. However, despite their success, several missiles broke through the defenses, striking multiple residential areas, leaving dozens injured and several dead. Inside Kyiv, the atmosphere was tense and emotional. The interior experience of that night was one of fear mixed with determination. Families huddled in basements and metro stations, children crying as explosions echoed above. Yet, amidst the chaos, there was a collective spirit of resistance that defined the Ukrainian people once again. Power outages swept across large parts of the city as energy infrastructure took damage, plunging entire neighborhoods into darkness. Emergency crews worked tirelessly to restore electricity and rescue people trapped under debris. Hospitals were flooded with patients, yet doctors continued their duties with extraordinary courage. The human side of this tragedy, the interior of people's minds and hearts, revealed both exhaustion and resilience. Kyiv residents spoke of the relentless fatigue of war but also of their unbroken will to survive and defend their homeland. The city that once symbolized calm and culture now echoes with the constant rhythm of conflict, yet it refuses to fall. In terms of performance, this massive attack demonstrated both the effectiveness and the limitations of modern warfare. For Russia, launching over 400 drones overnight was a statement of capacity, a display meant to intimidate Ukraine and its Western allies. Such a coordinated offensive requires complex logistics, communication systems, and precise timing. The drones were reportedly launched from multiple directions, Crimea, Kursk, and the Black Sea region, indicating a carefully planned operation designed to overwhelm Ukraine's air defenses through sheer quantity. From a tactical perspective, Russia's intent was not just destruction but exhaustion. By forcing Ukraine to use its expensive air defense missiles against cheap drones, Moscow aimed to drain Kyiv's defense resources. Yet, on the performance scale, Ukraine's response proved highly efficient. Its integration of Western-supplied systems like the Patriot, NASAMS, and IRIS-T with domestically upgraded Soviet-era defenses created a strong multi-layered shield. The performance of these systems under such intense assault was a testament to how technology and training have evolved since the early days of the war. Safety features in this context are not about machines, but about human lives and strategies designed to protect them. Ukraine's air raid alert network, developed over months of war, once again played a crucial role. Within seconds of detection, alerts were broadcast through mobile apps, sirens, and social media channels, giving citizens time to move to safety. The resilience of underground shelters, metro stations, and reinforced buildings helped minimize casualties. Even the emergency medical and firefighting units showcased an incredible level of coordination. Their readiness, their drills, and their fast response times were the invisible safety features that kept thousands alive. Meanwhile, The air defense teams operated with unmatched discipline, targeting drones and missiles in real time using radar guidance and visual confirmation. Each operator knew that every second mattered, that a single missed target could cost dozens of lives. These unseen heroes are the human safety features that hold the fragile line between survival and catastrophe. What makes this event unique, the unique selling points, so to speak, is not only the scale of the attack but also the psychological and geopolitical messages behind it. For Russia, this was more than a military move, it was a statement to the West. The timing coincided with new Western aid discussions, suggesting Moscow's intent to send a warning that no matter how much support Ukraine receives, Russia retains the capacity to inflict large-scale damage. For Ukraine, however, the response became a symbol of unity and defiance. The ability to intercept the majority of drones and missiles sent a message back to Russia, that Ukraine's spirit and defense capabilities are far from broken. It also served as a reminder to the world that the war is not slowing down but intensifying, that modern conflicts are no longer just fought on battlefields but in the air, through technology, and through global politics. This attack highlighted how modern warfare now blends brute force with strategic messaging, where every missile carries not just explosives but a political message. When discussing price, we must think in terms of both economics and human cost. Each drone, estimated to cost Russia around $20,000 to $50,000 depending on the model, becomes a cheap yet effective weapon when deployed in large numbers. In contrast, each air defense missile used to shoot them down costs Ukraine between $100,000 and $1 million. The imbalance is clear, the aggressor spends less to attack, while the defender spends more to protect. Economically, this war is draining both nations. Ukraine continues to rely heavily on international aid to sustain its defense, while Russia faces increasing sanctions that cripple its economy but still manages to funnel resources into its military operations. The infrastructure damage alone from this single night of attacks is estimated to exceed $250 million, with energy facilities, communication lines, and housing complexes severely hit. But beyond the monetary value, lies the true price, the human lives lost, the psychological trauma endured, and the generational scars left behind. That price cannot be calculated, only felt. As dawn broke over Kyiv, the city stood battered but unbowed. Smoke rose from several districts, but firefighters were already on the scene, extinguishing flames and rescuing survivors. The morning light revealed shattered buildings and broken streets, yet also resilience, people sweeping debris, helping neighbors, sharing food and comfort. The government swiftly addressed the nation, vowing to rebuild and retaliate if necessary. President Zelensky once again praised the air defense teams, calling them the shield of the nation. International reactions poured in, with world leaders condemning the attacks and promising renewed support. Yet behind the political statements, one reality was clear: the war had entered another brutal phase. This was not just about territory anymore, it was about endurance, about who could sustain the fight longer in terms of resources, morale, and international support. The conclusion of this tragic episode is both painful and inspiring. The Russian overnight assault on Kyiv showed how far the conflict has escalated, but it also revealed the extraordinary strength of Ukraine's defense systems and the courage of its people. Every explosion that shook the city only deepened its resolve. The world watched in disbelief, yet also admiration, as a nation under siege continued to stand tall. From a purely military perspective, this event will be studied for years as an example of drone saturation warfare and the effectiveness of layered air defenses. From a human perspective, it will be remembered as another chapter in the story of a nation that refuses to surrender. As Kyiv cleans up the ruins and prepares for what may come next, one thing remains certain: the Ukrainian people have already won something Russia cannot destroy, the world's respect and their own unwavering spirit. Thank you for watching Global Alert TV. If you found this video informative, please subscribe, like, and share it to spread awareness about what's truly happening on the ground. The story of Kyiv is not just Ukraine's story, it's the world's reminder of resilience, courage, and the unbreakable human will to survive even under the darkest skies.